A Kia can cost you as little as £3 a day to own, or it can quietly bleed £8,000 out of your bank account in 5 years, and you won't even notice it happening. Today I'm breaking down the real cost of owning a Kia in the UK, the numbers the dealership never shows you, and the one hidden expense that decides whether you made a smart choice or a £4,000 mistake. Stick around till the end, because number 4 is the one almost nobody in the UK checks before buying. If you're new here, welcome. I break down car ownership costs so you don't get blindsided 6 months after buying. Today it's Kia's turn. Whether you're eyeing a Picanto, a Sportage or an EV6, this applies to you. Let's get into it. Here's where most people get it wrong straight away. They look at the sticker price and think that's the cost of ownership. It's not even close. A brand new Kia Picanto starts around £15,000. A Sportage will run you £29,000 to £40,000 depending on trim. But here's the thing. The purchase price is maybe 20% of what you'll actually spend over 5 years of ownership. The other 80%, that's what we're about to unpack. This is the one nobody talks about, and it's brutal. Depreciation is the difference between what you paid and what the car is worth when you sell it. And for most cars, it's the single biggest cost of ownership. Bigger than fuel, bigger than servicing. Here's the good news for Kia owners though. Kia actually holds its value better than a lot of people expect. Thanks to that famous 7-year warranty, used buyers trust Kias more than they used to, which props up resale value. But here's the catch. EVs like the Kia EV6 depreciate faster in the first 2 years than petrol models because battery tech keeps improving and buyers get nervous about battery health. So if you're going electric, budget for a steeper drop in year 1 and 2. Let's talk day-to-day costs, because this is where UK ownership gets interesting. A petrol Kia Ceed does roughly 45 to 50 miles per gallon combined. At today's UK fuel prices, that's around £120 to £140 a month for an average 10,000 mile a year driver. Now compare that to the EV6. If you charge at home on a decent overnight tariff, you could be looking at £40 to £50 a month for the same mileage. That's a massive gap. Potentially £1,000 plus a year in your pocket. And this is the bit people miss. If you don't have a driveway and you're relying on public rapid chargers, that saving basically disappears. Public charging in the UK can cost nearly as much as petrol per mile, so the EV math only works brilliantly if you can charge at home. Remember I said number 4 was the one almost nobody checks. Here it is. Insurance groups. Kia sit in surprisingly reasonable insurance groups compared to some German rivals. A Picanto can be as low as Group 2, while a Sportage might sit around Group 15 to 20 depending on trim and engine. Here's the trap though. The EV6 and higher trims of the Sportage can jump into much higher insurance groups because of repair costs and battery replacement values. I've seen first-time EV6 owners get quoted £900 to £1,200 a year, purely because nobody warned them EVs often cost more to insure. Parts and specialist EV technicians aren't cheap. Lesson: always get an insurance quote before you commit to a trim level, not after. This is genuinely where Kia pulls ahead of a lot of competitors in the UK market. That 7-year, 100,000 mile warranty is the longest of any mainstream manufacturer sold here. It means major repairs, engine, gearbox, electrical faults, are covered for way longer than a Ford, VW or Vauxhall. Routine servicing on a Kia typically costs £150 to £250 a year through an independent garage, or a bit more through a main dealer. MOT costs are standard, around £30 to £55. The real saving is peace of mind. If something major goes wrong in year 4 or 5, a Kia owner isn't suddenly hit with a £2,000 repair bill the way a Volkswagen owner might be once their 3-year warranty has expired. Now let's talk about costs that are unique to UK ownership. Road tax, or VED, varies hugely. Most petrol Kias sit in a mid-range VED band. Expect £180 to £220 a year after the first year. EVs are currently benefiting from lower VED rates too, though that's changing from 2025 onwards as EVs lose their exemption. If you're driving into London or other clean air zones regularly, most Kias from the last 5 to 6 years meet ULEZ standards, so you won't get stung by the daily £12.50 charge. but always double check your exact model and registration date before assuming you're exempt. So let's add it all up. Over 5 years, for an average petrol Kia like a Ceed or Sportage, you're realistically looking at depreciation, £6,000 to £9,000. Fuel, £7,000 to £8,500. Insurance, £2,500 to £4,000. Servicing and MOTs, £1,000 to £1,500. Road tax, £900 to £1,100. That's a real total cost of ownership, somewhere between £17,000 and £24,000 over 5 years, on top of the purchase price. For an EV6, swap that fuel number for roughly £2,500 to £3,000 in home charging, a genuinely huge saving if you can charge at home. So is a Kia a smart financial choice? For most UK drivers, yes, especially thanks to that warranty and steady resale value, but the EV route only pays off if your charging situation is right. If this saved you from a nasty surprise, hit subscribe. I do these real cost breakdowns every week, so you never get blindsided by a car purchase again. Drop a comment. Which Kia are you looking at? And I'll break down its specific numbers in a future video. See you in the next one.